Peru News Today, all you need to know about Peru. Peru has third most trafficking victims in the Americas. Find out the stats about this sad but prevalent practice and how the Peruvian government is failing to put a stop to it. Modern slavery and lawful activities aim to suppress the freedom of others and encourage their exploitation for economic purposes is one of Peru's most pressing issues. According to the Global Slavery Index conducted by the Walk Free Foundation, an Australian NGO, Peru has the third highest amount of modern slavery victims in the Americas. Only Mexico and Colombia have higher amounts of victims. As far as international context, Peru ranks 34 out of 167 countries. Peru has a total of 200,500 victims, equal to 0.6% of the population, consisting of men, women, and children of all ages. The aforementioned study also evaluates the population's vulnerability and the government's policies to address the issue. Trafficking is prevalent throughout the entirety of Peru. As reported by El Comercio, the Fiscalía de la Nación reported more than 4,000 complaints over the last 6 years, with 60% of those complaints coming from the Lima, Loreto, and Madre de Dios regions. Victims are most commonly lured in through the promise of educational activities, job offers, or kidnapping. Thus far this year, the Department of Human Trafficking Investigation has rescued 100 victims, of which 11 were underage. El Comercio reports that despite the study claiming that forced labor is the primary form of modern slavery in the country, 80% of reported cases at the regional level concern sexual exploitation, while 20% concern forced labor. Government inaction. According to the study, despite how prevalent of an issue human trafficking is in Peru, the government ranks poorly in adopting effective policies to combat it. To find evidence of this notion, look no further than the budget allocated to combating human trafficking. The state government invested $9 million to trafficking in 2015, an increase from the $4 million invested in 2014. This money is used to finance the Ministry of Women, Judiciary Power, and regional and local governments. The amount allocated to this challenge falls well short of the funds needed to combat such a prevalent national issue. To put it in perspective, the public ministry alone requested $18 million to combat this horrible crime, as reported by El Comercio. According to the Ministry of Women, a lack of shelters for rescued victims represents the main obstacle. Per El Comercio, only 3 of the 291 shelters that host abandoned minors are specialized in how to treat victims. The practice of human trafficking adds to the high index of informality in Peru. 73% of the national economy. Social tolerance and corruption amplify the issue and make the traffickers' practices less risky, while more financially prosperous and sustainable. Visit at www.perunewstoday.com. Also follow on Facebook and Twitter.